right, y'all, I am back with another video. So greetings once again. I am back with another video. Greetings once more. Welcome to another episode of Brown Girls Are Beautiful. Y'all wanted so bad to go to the lake and do a video out there, but I don't even know if I feel like driving out there. Plus, because I'm so hungry, I am on the verge of ordering DoorDash. And I probably will do that just because I don't feel like going out and about. And I also need to get some more wet cat food for the cat. But he's just going to have to eat what's here for now because he's super spoiled. These cats are spoiled. It's ridiculous, y'all. But if you have pets and if you have animals, then you already know how it goes, especially cats. They're very particular with their food, very meticulous creatures. I think dogs are like that too, but cats especially. Like, it's so funny because I remember being in the store one day and I was in the cat aisle and I overheard like one of the people talking. One of the customers was like, yeah, she doesn't eat that kind. She likes this kind. I'm like, this is craziness, right? And I remember one of my coworkers the other year was saying how her cat stopped eating altogether because she was so meticulous about the food. Hold on. Tinkerbell's trying to get in. Hold on one second. Come on in. Get in. Her cat was so meticulous about the food that basically the cat was almost starving itself to death. So it's just craziness how animals, tend to be sometimes. And you got animals out here living better than people, for real. When I see these cats stretched out on the floor looking like they don't have a care in the world, I'm like, some people would feel it is a privilege to be able to lay and stretch across the floor, not have to go hunt for food, work for food, get your food just delivered to you, get to be outside. You can be inside and you don't have to be outside in the elements. You have people out there living in the elements. But y'all, that is neither here nor there. What I would really want to touch on is like how to recognize when people have your best interest at heart. And they have that song by TLC, What About Your Friends? Will they stand their ground? Will they let you down? Will they turn their backs on you? Y'all, how to know when someone has your best interest at heart. So people that know you know when you're not feeling well. They know when something's not right. They can just tell in your voice, or sometimes they just get a feeling and they'll call you or they'll text you and they'll say, something told me that you weren't feeling well. Something told me that something was wrong. Are you okay? That's when you have like telepathic energy with that person. Okay. So you're really, really tapped in and tuned into those people. And then there are just people that can tell by talking to you that, what's wrong? Something's not right. They're tapped into you as well. Then what about if it's something you said you wanted to do, right? A goal you set for yourself. Hey, say you said, I want to go to the gym. I want to work on toning my body. And you start eating all the improper things. You just said that I'm going to incorporate these things into my diet. And then you lose focus for a second and you get a little weak and you say, I'm just going to go ahead and order this instead. The one that really cares about you, your friend, is going to say, hey, they're going to hold you accountable and they're going to check on you. They're going to say, did you work on your gym, on your exercises at the gym? Or did you cheat on your diet? What did you have today? Did you drink water? That's when you know someone really cares about you when they say, did you drink water today? How much water did you drink? That's real love right there. People that hold you accountable. And also people that don't just tell you what you want to hear. Like they will, like say you're talking, you're telling them an issue, you're telling them a problem. They're going to tell you something, give you some advice from what they hear you say and what they have observed you do. And they're going to keep it real with you. They're not going to always sugarcoat everything for you to make you feel better, but they are delicate in how they deliver the information. Now, if you have someone that's very harsh and deliver their information, very harshly to you, chances are that person does not have your best interest at heart, and they are trying to harm you. They want you to feel bad. They want to bash you, and then they want to hear what's going on so they can talk about it, go gossip about whatever you told them to other people, so that's another thing too. So be very careful about who you share some information with that you don't want everybody in your business. That's a way of protecting your energy too. And another thing, like if there's something that you really want to set your goals out, you want to set for your goals, I would just not even say anything, because sometimes other people's low vibrational frequencies and energy can interfere with that, and you don't want anything to interfere. It's just like a child or a baby, like when they're incubating, when they're coming into fruition. A lot of times people want to make announcements on Facebook, Instagram, showing ultrasound pictures. I am not a big advocate of that, because the first trimester is very delicate, and you never know who's wishing and praying on your downfall. So I would be very careful if you have a dream that's coming into fruition. It's like a baby. You have to nurture it. You have to treat it with delicate gloves, until you get thriving. And still, you still have to be careful, but these things are like little seedlings that you're planting in the ground. And so they're going into a germination process, right? Your dreams, your goals, ambitions, your aspirations, they're not meant to be shared with the world. They're not meant to be shared with anybody. And you have to treat it that way, because it's a delicate situation right now, right? You haven't even begun to birth this thing that you're talking about. You haven't even begun to bring it into the 3D realm. It's in the spiritual realm, because we know everything that happens in the physical has to start in the spiritual realm first, right? But you can mess yourself up in that spiritual realm with the wrong energies, the wrong frequencies, right? So you don't want to set yourself up for failure before you even start. That's how you're going to know who has your best interest at heart, because if you tell them about an ambition, a goal, a dream, they will encourage you, and they'll also challenge you and say, hey, well, if you're going to do that, they'll add on to it. Well, why don't you go about it this way? Because I noticed you're really good at X, Y, and Z, so maybe you could do this. But a person that says, okay, well, I don't know why you want to do that, but yeah, okay. Like people that sound like that are usually haters, or they don't want to see you excel at what it is that you said you want to do. So that's why I said be mindful about that, about just people in general, y'all, because a lot of times people will just come in all types of disguises, I'm telling you, and you'll be surprised. You will really be surprised. And every time I make videos and I talk about these things, it's because I'm coming from a place of experience. So, and I know a lot of y'all can relate. So, treat your goals, treat your desires, treat your ambitions, all of that as a baby that's germinating, a seedling that you're planting that's germinating. And I don't want you to feel like discouraged either. So say there's a car that you want, but hey, you don't have the car that you really want, but you can only get this car for now. Who cares as long as you have transportation? Because the people that's looking at your car and talking about what you're driving or talking about where you live, are they paying your bills? Are they giving you rides every day? Are they paying for your Uber rides? Are they paying for anything for you? Then don't worry about it. Somebody has to start somewhere. You have to crawl before you walk, y'all. I never heard of a baby walking before they crawled. I never heard of that. So, and sometimes life makes you start over. Sometimes life is not fair. Sometimes life is very unpredictable. Life is challenging. Life is just chaotic for some people. And if you can hold it together the best way you can and still maintain your household, still, hold things together to still pay the bills and still be able to just survive, then you are doing better than a lot of people. Because a lot of people said, look, I can't take it anymore. I'm going to take myself out of here. And sometimes people say, I can't take it anymore. I'm going to take myself out and a couple people with me. And it's crazy like that, y'all. So if you're still here to fight another day, give yourself some credit, and a lot of people don't even know, like, maybe you had to learn how to walk all over again. You could have been in a situation like I have met people that have basically had to learn how to walk again. Doctors said they would be paralyzed, but they're walking, they're moving around, they're driving, they have businesses, they don't have to work for anybody else. So nobody knows where you are at your point in life. Nobody knows what you just went through. They might see you, working at a grocery store. Oh, they work at the grocery store. Who cares? Who cares? They don't know that you might have had a job at a 500 Fortune company, right? And your entire department just got let go. You have children at home and you need to provide for your children. You might have a nice house, a nice neighborhood, a nice car. They want to know, why are you working at the grocery store? It's none of their business. Because this is your backup plan. This is just a transitional phase for you. This is just something to carry you over, because you've already started putting your resume out there. You already are working on your side business. You already have other things in, the background that they don't even know about. You're getting a certification, a license. You're doing other stuff. This is just something to bring you a steady flow of income for right now, because you just needed something at the time being, right? So y'all, you can't worry about what other people think, how stuff looks for other people. It's not about who can have the most expensive this, the most expensive that, because I'm telling you, behind all of that comes a lot of stress to maintain everything. When people talk about name brand clothes, Louis this, Gucci that, Fendi, Prada, who really cares? Because at the end of the day, those people are still rich. They will still be living lavishly, and they are still making money off of all the people that's making them wealthy, and they don't have to work a day in their lives. They are just living off their names. So this is the same thing you should do. Set your own self up for your financial future. That's what you call loving yourself. Taking care of what you put in your body, not worrying about what other people have to say about you. When you let all that stuff go and keep people around you that really have your best interest at heart, that really want to see you win, you'll be so much stress free, so much more drama free, so much more peaceful. And you can say, you know what? It was all worth it. At the end of the day, it was worth the sacrifice, and you're going to be so proud of yourselves. So whatever dreams you have, desires, ambitions, hold on to them, hold them close, hold them near and dear. If you have to write it down in a notebook, a journal, or whatever, and keep it locked away close to you, and only share it with people that you feel that you can trust, that you know that you can trust. And watch how beautifully your life starts to bloom into fruition, y'all. And this is manifestation season. We are in the new year. This is springtime. You hear the birds chirping in the background. I have the door open. We have fresh air coming in. We have the trees swaying to and fro. The trees are blooming. They're starting to get green. They're getting leaves. It's starting to fill up back there behind the fence. So yeah, a lot of great things are coming. The grass is filling in. And so your dreams need to come into fruition. Okay? So those are just a few words from Brown Girls Are Beautiful. I'm going to be signing out. I'm going to order my DoorDash. We might have F Your Feelings Friday if I'm up to it, because someone did ask for it. I'm going to sign out. Continue to walk into your divinity. You all stay blessed.